This is a clip from several years ago of Donald Trump speaking with Leslie Stahl of CBS News. And this is a clip that you can say has not aged well.
Biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't verify.
You won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't put on things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie, and you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Okay.
Well, clearly, folks, that is an example of something that did not age well for Leslie Stahl or for CBS News. There was evidence out there. President Trump knew it. And the rest of the American public, we knew something was wrong.
From Special Counsel John Durham claims that Hillary Clinton campaign staff.
But there was clearly, why wasn't CBS News looking into this? Why wasn't the corporate media doing anything to find out if those allegations were in fact true? So that's the issue that really is very concerning, is that corporate media ignored what should have been a very hot story. If this had been anyone else, they would have been looking into that. But you heard Leslie Stahl right there basically saying, we can't verify any of this. Well, isn't that your job, Leslie Stahl, is to uncover this kind of thing? Isn't that what the media is supposed to do? The mainstream media, the corporate media, failed us at every point during the Trump presidency. And it looks like, Rick, you're back.
I am. Great point. It is, the corporate media doesn't have a problem with running with unsubstantiated, unsourced stories where there's a confidential source with absolutely no second sourcing when it came to going after Trump. But suddenly they want to have double sources and everybody be public when it comes to breaking basic, one of the biggest stories probably in our nation's history. And, I'm going to just, I can't overemphasize how important it is that the Democratic, it's alleged that somebody working for the Democratic Party and for Hillary Clinton, out of the law firm that's being investigated, it's Perkins Coie, but I'm not sure that Perkins Coie is actually directly involved. So I'm going to let's just call him out of a law firm that was closely associated with Clinton. The fact that those people knew that they're breaking all the rules. They knew that the minute they decided to pay somebody to get them information on what was happening on the inside of the White House, and the fact that somebody who had access to that information was willing to sell it, shows such a tremendous breach of the basic security that exists that it's almost impossible to fathom it. And this is something that Leslie Stahl at 60 Minutes can't figure out and said, well, we can't source any of this stuff. Well, Catherine, you've worked in the media. You were somebody who did broadcast media. And have you ever experienced anything like this where the media is just so hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, where they just refuse to actually cover stories?
No, it was very strange, Rick. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. But I think it's because of that past history with the corporate media that I'm hopeful, as many of the people here watching are making comments on our social media, just like somebody needs to be convicted. They need to hold these people accountable. Someone needs to go to jail. I feel the same way, but I just don't think that anyone will be held accountable because the corporate media is ignoring this story over the last 72 hours since this broke. Really, it's only been the more conservative media that's reporting on this. I don't think we're seeing a lot of corporate media write about this. Well, I think they're going to just continue to ignore it.
Well, Kat, they've got to chase the story about that is completely made up, that Donald Trump was trying to flush his important papers down the toilet. Okay. That's the story they've got to chase. Anybody who has an ounce of sense knows that didn't happen, because we know what happens when you try to put something down the toilet that doesn't belong. Your toilet backs up and you may get 1 or 2 pieces. You're not getting many pieces of paper down there. So it's so fake